owes $95K on his mortgage.
Okay.
He wants to know if he should refinance and take money out to get another property.
I need more information, but to answer your question, if you owe money on a mortgage, so we're talking about your primary residence, you're talking about an investment property, you got to figure out one of the. We got to know if it's a communication we have to have here. We have to have a conversation about it. I mean, the short answer is it all depends. It's a really tough answer to give, but if you have equity in your house and you have the ability to get what's called a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, and you're not borrowing against a personal asset, it might be a good idea to do what's called collateralization, which is basically taking money off of an asset that you own, that you have a mortgage on, and using the equity in that to actually purchase another property. The only thing is now you're risking the other asset basically. So if something goes wrong with the second property you buy, now you have to worry about, well, maybe I'll lose both properties. I may not be able to keep up with the mortgage payments or the HELOC, and then you're really in a big problem. So you have to have financial security to do that, to be able to cross collateralize. So and some lenders won't allow for it, so you have to be careful with that as well. You just got to look at all the different situations. If you have a specific question like that and you want to run it by us, it requires more than a 1 minute answer, I would say. So I would want to make sure I steer you down the right direction. And quite honestly, you should get multiple opinions about that scenario depending upon your financial situation, your mortgage situation, how much interest rate you're going to get, what kind of other access to capital you can create if you want to go ahead and maybe raise some money and make it clean and have an investor on the deal as opposed to using your current house to leverage. That might be a better approach if you could do that. It really just depends. So if you have a question like that and you want to have a more detailed conversation, feel free to send us a message. You can send a message at doug@jdlventures.com, and I could definitely look at the deal further and figure out if it's something that is worth doing or not worth doing. And definitely take my opinion into consideration, but definitely take others into consideration. Again, I'm not an accountant, I'm not an attorney, so I have to tell you it's not legal advice or financial advice. It's just based on my experience. But I'll tell you what I just told you is something you got to consider. You got to consider the risk associated, the ways you could raise capital. There's a lot of people out there that have money that's sitting dormant in bank accounts, that's sitting in IRAs or 401ks. So you have to really look at that and understand, should I be using someone else's money to purchase this next investment property, or should I be using my own assets? And really, you want to use other people's money if at all possible for many, many reasons, which we could talk about when we have the conversation.